I really would like to have a leader, and this leader is standing right next to me, who will do something about it and not just be a politician. He is a doer. He gets things done. And there's no doubt in my mind that he will do something to get the gas prices down. And not only that, but to support our needs, we the citizens who really are concerned about what's happening in the world. So I would like to take this time to introduce to you a very fine, young, handsome man, Glen Nye.
Thank you, sir.
There you go.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that kind introduction, and thank you for laying out a critical issue today, which is energy and gas prices, something that is affecting all of us. And I want to thank all of you for joining me out on this very sunny day. We have an example here of all the raw energy that's around us. If we take the initiative and the lead to harness it, we could really help move this country forward and start to solve some of our problems. I want to talk about practical solutions to getting things done and to solving the challenges facing this country today, particularly in energy. And I know that everybody that came here paid a dear price to be with us, and paying nearly $4 a gallon for the gas it took to get us here in our vehicles. And as our economy continues to slide in America, it is clear that we are in desperate need of new energy solutions. Now today I'm going to talk about short, medium, and long-term energy solutions. I'm not going to keep you out in the sun too long, but I think it's important that we talk about the kind of actions that we can take now to get this country in a position of leadership and bring down the price of gas to help our families. And listen, we're not going to get into talking points, because those are not going to cut it. They're not going to get things done. Our families are suffering right now, and we need action today, not 10 years from now, that's going to help solve these problems. Now, there's a clear way to lower gas prices immediately, but all that it requires is the willingness to take on big oil and special interests. We need to close the Enron loophole, which allows oil and energy speculation to go unregulated, and crack down on oil speculators. That will go a long way to reducing the price of gas. Wall Street speculators have gone unchecked for too long, for nearly a decade, and you can see what the price of gas is like today. We need to enact common sense solutions like closing the Enron loophole to move our country forward and get to rules that help us with fair oil trading and bring down the price of gas across this country. If we can stand up to the special interest and close that loophole, we could see cost savings of $20 to $60 per barrel of oil. Now that's a real solution. And at a time when Americans are paying record prices for gas, keeping oil companies from illegally inflating the price of gas is vital, and it's common sense. Now there are Washington politicians that are standing in the way of sensible measures to help prevent price gouging. We need to make sure that our families who are already paying too much for a gallon of gas aren't further taken advantage of. And this is the type of common sense and ready solution that needs to be part of a broader energy plan for America. Now, in the medium term, one thing is clear. We must begin drilling more oil in America. Our current energy infrastructure depends on oil, and to reasonably lower costs, we need to increase domestic oil production. Now, right now, today, there are 68 million acres of land on and offshore available for oil companies to begin drilling on immediately, right now. We must push oil companies to drill on this leased land first and to increase the American production of oil. Now, this discussion inevitably leads to the issue of offshore drilling. And first, let it be noted that there are over 40 million acres currently available for drilling offshore on the continental shelf. And yes, as we move forward as a nation, it may become necessary for us to explore new areas for oil. But we must do so responsibly for our country and for our community. And a responsible policy does not chase the U.S. Navy away from the coast of Virginia. And a responsible policy doesn't threaten the safety of our servicemen and women who are training in the Virginia Capes training area. Now, the Navy opposes drilling in that training area, and I stand strongly with the Navy. Increasing the domestic supply of oil, though, will not solve the problem alone. We need to lead the world in investing in alternative energy resources, plain and simple. And we must make the kind of investments we need to push our country into the future and lead on alternative energies. We have great resources right here in the form of solar and geothermal and wind, Just down the road at ODU, they are researching turning algae into biodiesel. And that is just the kind of innovative solution we need to move this country forward and become a leader in alternative energies. Now let's lead the world in these technologies and create the next wave of great American jobs and export that technology to the rest of the world. We need to take the lead, not be following. Now, biodiesel is an important part of that equation in moving our country towards energy independence. The technology exists today to use biofuels, but we need significant investments in new types of biofuels, including those from algae and switchgrass and others. We must incentivize not only research, but production of American biodiesel-fueled vehicles and the installation of the infrastructure we need here at our gas stations to make sure we can get that biodiesel to our vehicles. That will help move us off of our dependence on foreign oil. Now, an upfront investment in biodiesel programs will become self-sustainable, and it will create non-exportable green-collar jobs in America and make our nation much more secure. But it doesn't work unless we invest in it. We've got to have leaders who are willing to stand up to special interests, willing to stand up and say, ExxonMobil, you made $11.6 billion in profit over the last 3 months. You don't need our tax dollars too. We need those funds to bring about the new energy solutions that we're talking about. We need those funds to help benefit our families. Now, we can lower gas prices and achieve energy independence if we have the will and the leadership to get it done. Today, we face great challenges, but with that also comes a wonderful opportunity. And I know that if we stand together, if we stand up together and support common sense and independent solutions, we can bring down the price of gas across this country and help grow the American economy. America can stand up, stand together, and show that we will get it done. And thank you very much for being out with me on this sunny day. And I hope you will help me get this message out to your neighbors and to our voters on the Eastern Shore face to face and help us win so we can bring these common sense solutions up to Washington. Thank you very much.